So what's up everybody, my name is Sass, and today we're going to be working on this fair guy. His name is J, and he's a gospel musician and a whole lot of that. I think fair guys are very difficult, not just as people, but I mean when you're working with them on Photoshop, their skin tone tends to be very tasking. So that's what I'm going to be working on this video, this fair guy. So stick around with me, let me show you the basic tricks. You have no idea. Okay, so first thing I did is to take out the background, and I already done that before I started this video. So I've just took out the background, tada, background changed. Well, the next thing I did was to separate the components. I do that in almost all my videos, so you should check out other videos if that's difficult. So for example, this is the face. I took it out from the cap and then the shirt. I did all with the pen tool. Can you see the pen tool in the middle? Yeah, the pen tool. Yeah, I did all with the pen tool. And then the next thing I usually like doing at this point is to reduce the shadows and highlights. Now I'm going to tell you why it's very important, especially for the fair guy. Now I'm going to go to image, adjustment, shadows and highlights. Of course, I said that in most of my videos. Now when you want to work on shadows and highlight like this, for a fair person, one mistake a lot of people make is to probably take the shadows very much like this. Now it has given me this white beard, and trust me, it's not realistic. So one thing you want to do is just to make it not so sharp. That way it's going to help you. Then the highlights, because this guy is fair, you reduce the highlight, but don't reduce it so much. Now if I reduce it like this, he turns to, now when you add colors, he becomes almost dark. So what you do is you reduce it, but probably I think this place is okay. This is okay. I would say 4 or thereabouts, and like this. So yeah. Then later you can work on the, so I'm going to show how it was before. So it's how it was before, and it's how it is now. See, before, now, before and now. So now one of the reasons why I mostly work on shadows and highlights is because when the person is fair, a lot of light comes on their faces. When you take away the shadows and highlights, it kind of normalizes everything you get. So yeah, so the next thing I usually do, I've duplicated it. Now for the head, I'll select the head here and press Ctrl J to duplicate the head, and then the cap. That's just basically what I do in most of my videos, and I have a video about how to arrange what you're doing. Your layers, how to arrange your layers and a whole lot of that. So yeah, basically that is what I'm doing. What I'm just basically doing is cutting out these different places. I'm going to name this say head, I'll name this shirt, I'll name this cap. Now some people might say I've not added high pass. Now to make it sharper, you can just add a little high pass with Ctrl J. High pass means to make it sharper, nothing very extra. With vivid light, you come to filter, you come to other, then to high pass. Now try to use vivid light, not linear light. Vivid light will help you a whole lot better. Then vivid light, make it not so much, say 9. Now when they are fair, details about their faces are very obvious. So you do not want to have a character that comes out very sharp and too not nice. So the next thing I want to do is to smudge. This is the part that I usually fast forward, and I'm still going to fast forward it in this part. So I pick my brush, or I think I should explain instead of getting to fast forward it. I pick my brush and then set the strength at 30, for example. Now when you are smudging a fair guy, any little mistake you make is very expensive. Now I'm picking a brush and I'm smudging along the eyes. I have videos about that, so you can check that out. Now when you're smudging a fair person, you want to be very careful not to over smudge everything. And I've not added the oil paint, don't worry, I'm going to add that in a jiffy. The basic thing you need to know at this stage is that when you're working on this, you need to be very careful about it. When you're working with a fair person, you need to be very careful about the different parts. Like the smudge like this. I have videos about that, but if you're coming to this channel for the first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you have been here, I know what some of you are waiting for is just how to work on the colors. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit and meet you in a few seconds. So don't go anywhere, just enjoy the slow music. Now, like I said, Efega is very delicate, and I've not oil painted the beard and some parts, and it looked a little bit rough. But looking at it now, I've done a little bit of smudge painting. I want to show you why it said it's very delicate, and you should take your time. Now I'm turning off the oil paint layer off. I mean the smudge layer, and now off and now. So you see that it's a little bit nice, but then this part of the face, if I turn it back on, you see it has a little bit of distortion here. So it happens sometimes when you're smudging this, guys, so you need to just be careful. And I'm just gonna make it 20, this strength 20, and smudge it out. I hope it blends instead of looking very sharp. Now, so before and now, so I mean it's better than how it was before. Now adding oil paint to it, but oil paint is not why we're here. I think I'm going to add oil paint last. And one thing I want to do is show you how I add colors. Now how I add colors is very simple. I pick a layer above it, so I'm going to come to this layer part, create new layer. I'll click it, and then on top of this place I'm going to press with the alternate. I hold alternate down, or just come to this place and create clipping mask. Now when you have created a clipping mask, this is the color you have. Okay, so this was the hair I picked, so I'm just going to pick a regular random brush. Yeah, so now, but you should take your time out to smudge this thing to make it look very good. I don't think this is the brush I should use. Okay, yeah, this brush. So you should take out your time to smudge this very well. I think you're going to get the best ultimate result. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a color from this place. I'm going to pick this color. Now zoom into this part. Now this color is not going to be right at all, even if it looks like it's his main skin color. So I'm just going to press alternate and backspace to add a color. So you see, then I'll go to attribute color. But you see how bad it is. I feel like it's bad, even if it doesn't look very realistic to me. So what I do is this. I can either try to pick a color like this, or look for a color that is not so saturated like this. Yeah, then this also looks too harsh. So you can either keep trying to get like the best color you can, or do a simple trick. So you choose a color like this, a normal color, and drag it over to this place a little bit, this place a little bit, so it doesn't get too saturated. Now this is how it was before, and this, now this looks a lot more relaxed than this. So with this, it looks fair now. Then what another thing you can do is to pick this color here, this eye drop color, and then create another layer on top of it. Now create another layer, you clip it as well. I'm going to name this base color, and name this let's say soft light, even if, yeah, soft light. So one thing you can do is make your brush, I don't know, any size you want, and then slowly paint over this part. No, you can just turn it all off, then pick the part. This part has a little bit of orange, and just paint over this part. I mean, select color, and on top of the nose is usually very red because of how blood flows through it. You can, I mean, select some of these colors and come to the side of the face here, nose, something like this. Then this part too. Just, I mean, give the whole picture a little bit of depth, so it doesn't look too flat. Just give it a little bit of depth, you know. Yeah, something like this. And you can just keep tweaking it. I mean, there's no boundary to how much you can tweak it. Just add a little bit of this here and this, you know. So there's always a way out when you're through with all these things. You can always use your different colors to manipulate it after. So yeah, this doesn't look very good, but it's not very bad either. So before I added the soft light, I'm going to show you before and now. Look closely now, before and now. So it has a little depth that's given it. So another thing you can do is just where the color is now, turn it, take it down a bit, and desaturate it. This place is for the desaturated, and here is for the saturated. So here, where we took it down, take it over to the left a little bit, then paint all these parts that have these shadows. So I'm going to make this strength say 30, and paint all this part that has these shadows. Yeah, all this part that has the shadows. So it's going to give it a little bit of depth of field. Yeah, depth of field is like a camera word for blurriness or something. Now when you're through with this, the next thing, now before now you should have or painted it, and you should have done a whole lot of that. But since this video is for colors, that is what I'm doing right now. Then simple is to add colors on the hair. Now add colors on the hair. I'm just going to come over to this part, just select where the hair has or where the hair is located. With the pen tool, I'm going to pick this out, come over here, this part, and so how I add colors to this part of the head is I'll pick a color here. Now this is the dominant color, this part. Then I'll take it over to the right, then down. You see, something like this. Then I'm going to press color. So this doesn't look very good because I mean it looks like it's an albino. I'll take it down a bit and then choose this. No, I think this is too saturated, so I'm going to take it down a bit. Yeah, I think this is okay, it's better. Or I can just tweak it a little bit. Yes, so this looks a lot better than probably selecting the color it has here and something like this. So this looks better than this, so that's why I don't select the color from the main picture. I just drag it down and take it left a bit and I'm good to go. So then the next thing you do is to add colors on the eyebrow. So one of the new tricks I learned is to not use the pen tool to do that. I just pick my brush and just paint over where there's eyebrow. I'm just going to paint over here, select color. Okay, so this was the wrong color we chose. I'm going to choose the same color as the hair here, and I'm just going to paint over the eyebrow and make this color. Yes, and I'll paint over this. Yeah, I think this is good. And come down a bit, choose the brush and paint over this, you know, just give it this very nice feel. I'm more about the colors now. That's why I'm not taking my time out to do this other parts, because it's going to turn to like a 30 minutes video. But I just want it to be super fast. And yes, this. So this is like a sketch work of how I would usually take out my time to do it. So you just get the hang of it and take out your time to practice more about it. Even though before the video ends, I'm just going to show you how I finish everything, my finishing touches. But what I'm basically doing is using a soft brush here and just painting over this. Just, I mean, where there's just painting over it, nothing really spectacular. Then for the lip, I have something I usually do. I select a layer on top and just try to always name your layers. It's a very good practice to always name your layers. So for the lip here, I'm just going to select this part. This. Remember, I've not smudged it very well. You should take out your time to smudge this guy. It's very well, because when I'm going to post on my Instagram page, it's going to be smudged properly. And this video is about color, so I don't want to focus so much on smudging. Yeah. Then I'm just going to pick a color, the top color, the top lip, the color of the top lip. Yeah. Then alternate and backspace to add a color and go to lip. Yeah, this looks very subtle. Then the next thing I do is to just pick, now where the lip is, I'll take it up a little and take it to the right. Now up to the right gives you a very nice feel, and then I'll paint over this. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll just paint over this. Then where it is, usually I'll take it up here to this pinkish part, because they are fair and there's a high tendency they have pinkish on their lip. So I think this is how it looks now. So let me take it off and on. You see, so this has given everything. The next thing I'm going to do is to add the eye color. Now the eye color is very straightforward. I'm just going to pick here and yeah, this. And this doesn't look very comfortable to look at because I didn't smudge it properly, but I want to concentrate so much on this, on the color. So I'm just going to pick a color. Remember, I go to this blue part of it and select a color here. And when I do this, alternate and backspace, I've added a color, and then I'll choose color. This doesn't look so bad. So I'm just going to select the next eye. I mean, it's not cyborg, so the both eyes have to be white and it has to look like a human being. So yeah, this, I'll select Select is Control Enter. If I didn't say it before, it's Control Enter. I just feel like most people that are on this channel are professionals. So yeah. Then alternate and backspace to add your color, and Control D to deselect. Yeah, I think I should be saying that very frequently. I always almost forget. So next time I'm just going to pick the regular brush tool and come over to this place. Now come over to this place that is a little bit reddish and pick a color around here, a little bit of saturation, but don't make the opacity too much, but let it be saturated. See this part, and then come over to this part close to the eye, the corner of the eyes, and then add it. See, Control D to deselect, so you see what you have, and this is what we have. One thing you can use your eraser to erase is, the edges and then the eyeballs. The eyeballs, make the opacity 20 before you erase the eyeballs, so that it doesn't become so dark and bluish and it's going to look like somebody from Antarctica. He's a Nigerian, or so I think. So I'm just going to select this part, the hair, and blend it in. I'll blend it in with the eraser tool. I'm just going to erase some parts. This part. Erase all these parts, yeah. And say make this 60, Yeah, without oil paint, I don't think. I'm just wondering how I was able to work without oil paints for like 2 years of my life. And I had a friend that told me, oh, I saw him do something, and he said, yeah, it's just oil paint. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Okay, so for the beard here, you should try to oil paint this for getting to this stage. If you do not have oil paint, or oil paint is not working on your system, like it did not work on mine, there are main things to do. First of all, you can go online and search for PEA, photo PEA. All this online, they have oil paints and it will work very well. At least those in my community said it has worked for them, even if I don't think I've really used it. So, and I have a WhatsApp group. You should totally join. I don't think it's full now, but you should totally join. I have a lot of creative guys there, YouTubers still, and I think you definitely love it. So yeah, this is what I have now on this. You see, this is how to add colors on this guy. Now when you get to this part, now the hair is not very nice at all because it feels like he's a white man. So I'm just going to erase this part a bit like this. So yeah, so this is what I have now. Another video we're going to talk about shadows and highlights on a fair guy, but adding colors for a fair guy, this is how to add colors. Now one last thing you can do is, when you're through with all this, you have smudged the neck and the shirt and other things, one last thing you can do is come over to the top. I'm going to compare what I have now with what I've had before. So before and now. So it feels like this part of the face a little bit reddish more than this part down. So one thing I would do is the lip here. I told you the lip has this somewhat red or pinkish lip. I don't know. I'm going to make it bigger, and that's what you need to keep doing. Nobody really achieves a perfect art the first time. So increase saturation a bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. So yeah, make it pink. No, too pink. Yeah, I think I should make the opacity a little bit. Yeah, I think this is not bad. Oh, this is bad. Make the opacity say 20 and just paint over. Looks good. So you can just keep tweaking before and now. So you notice that all this part of the face here, all these parts, they have this dark feel. So you come down a bit and go to the left and just give it this little bit of dark feel. That's how it is. You should not try to paint a white. Just imagine that this picture without this soft light. So I made it like this. This light somewhat give it this feel. You see, before and now. So if you think it's too much, you can always reduce the opacity so it will blend in properly. Now one last thing you can do after all this is to select the selective color. Now select selective color and take it all the way up above, where the skin is, and then you can tweak it now. So one thing I do is the red, I make it not so red. If you take it like this, it becomes too much. If you take it like this, it has a different color. So I'm going to find a balance like this, and the magenta. something, if you make it like this, it's going to be too much and too much. So I just try to make the magenta something like this. You see, so I'm taking this off. If you have a very careful eye, you notice that this is before and this is how it is now. Then for the yellow, I try to make it not so much like this. Okay, I think this yellow is not working properly, so I'm just going to leave it at 0. Then the black makes it somewhat. Then the next thing I go for is the neutrals. Neutrals too, I can just tweak it a little bit. Say the cyan, take it forward. Magenta is somewhat makes your picture nice, and yeah, something like this. So this is nice. It's nice. I don't think it's totally bad. Yeah, so I just like adding a little bit yellow and red to the whole picture. Somehow yellow and red, just a good combination, makes it a very nice image. So this is what we have now. So I'm just going to make before and now. So it has lit up all of a sudden, before and now. You can reduce it a bit and then add color balance, and with your color balance you can tweak it a bit, something like this. It's okay. So this is what we have now. Now, because of the way the beard is, he's looking like an old man, because it looks whitish. So you can always erase the part that looks very white and leave the other part there. So this is how to work on a very fair guy, a fake person. Then you can keep adding these colors, the soft light colors. Without the soft light colors, for example, you see how it doesn't look very palatable. Now, without the soft light colors, with the soft light colors, without, with. So I don't know if you are noticing, but somehow it looks good. It looks good a little bit. Then for the hair, you can reduce the opacity a bit and you're good to go. Don't forget to add oil paint and other things. I'm just going to do that if I get to post it finally. So if you got a little bit of value from this thing, I want to see what you get to try out. I'm going to put the link in my video description so you get to try it out alongside me and give me a better job, and I'm going to be wowed by what you're doing. Let me know in the comment section what you think I should add and how you think the other videos should be, and I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.